actual printer, and so we ran into Mr. Nelson. And that one worked, but slow. So I hope that's right.
We are being live streamed. Don't get it on live stream. Maddox. Salty. Pat Martin. So help you God. Please respond. If I say so help me God. Okay. Do you solemnly affirm that each listener will be fully try the
Okay.
matter
Yeah, I just was looking at it. Okay.
Did you have this one?
according
Give you this one.
Nope, I don't
Okay.
have that
Then let
one.
me just give you this real quick. You probably won't even need
I
that.
have my
Wait.
own,
Miss Jump.
and as long as they don't have that, it won't mess them up because I'm just kind of gonna go
10 minutes.
from a trial
Okay.
perspective. If
This
that's okay.
that's totally fine. I just wanted
Okay.
them to know, like, kind of. This is just all the order of which we have practice.
Okay.
Is on here. So if you just wanna
Everything I heard you doing is exactly
Sweet.
how mine is.
then
So.
you go the way that you would have
Okay.
it go. As long as I just wanted them to make sure that they knew. Okay, well, if I'm here, then I need to get ready or something. Do you have
So
any
the
questions
car,
from
but
You
the
look like a
car was
you look like a sack of
coming
potato.
down Elm to turn on Magnolia.
I believe that's the. Let me see. Chrissy was the one who made the map, and so she's the one who's done really a lot of studying on it. And of course, she's not in here, but I
There is no turning on either side.
I don't think so.
Passing on the
Yeah.
Rockin' Bro McDonald's.
Well, he has to be of something.
Yeah.
But I have a really cool judgment.
I'm so
Really
excited.
cool judgment because
It means so much to me.
I'll surprise you with the judgment.
Okay. Okay. Please.
Right. Oh, live. This is live on Facebook.
Yo, who's the world's finest chocolate?
Yeah. So you'll actually probably do that before you. We'll just go ahead and get it.
Oh, thanks.
I'm so nervous.
You should be.
Yeah, I should be. I went all out or nothing.
You should be nervous. she wants, because I won't know. Nicole? Okay. What's her last name? Okay. 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 Oh, okay. Okay.
She has her lines memorized.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And where's your jury? Oh, okay. All right. Excellent. Yes, I see that. I'm guessing people on the other end here, Miss Coleman doesn't do child law either, so I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. You're not gonna know. So she's Is Nicole swearing in the jury, or are they coming in already sworn?
She's gonna swear him in,
Okay.
but I was just gonna have her do her like
Okay.
just 'cause it's more safe.
Okay, because it's on my list, so. All right.
Are they, hey, Chrissy, do you think I'll be able to answer her easy? Wait, are those on there? What's going on, dude? Don't. Okay, mom. It's literally a mom. It gets by the time she came in. Here's yours. What? Which was it? Oh, Justin! What's up?
Where's Josh? Oh, did you give me this? Whose is this?
Oh.
Mine?
Oh, it's getting time.
I know. I'm eating a piece.
It's time. It's about my time, baby. Yeah, he was. Hey, did you get your tire fixed, Lily? Did you get the tire fixed? Was it like, did you just air it up? Nice. Yep, talk together. Yep. said Dalton West.
What if you said Joe Paxton?
Now I'm scared I'm gonna
It
say
would
that.
be fine.
I'm psyching myself up. I'm psyching myself up.
Okay, so one round.
I can tell you what my affidavit is. No, what they wrote or what I wrote. Like, so they have an affidavit and then I wrote my affidavit. Where's my pen? Where is it? Oh, I need my note card.
Honestly, I'm gonna put it. Feeling kind of good. Not sure about this pocket. But if they pop out, they pop out. Oh, thanks. Got it for Burlington. Wait, we're making 50.
Ready?
No, we're making 50.
The Honorable Judge Chris Knudsen presiding. Oh. All rise. The Honorable Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Chris Knudsen presiding. Okay. Your Honor, calling the case of the People versus Terry Jackson. Please be seated.
Good morning. Today's case is the state of Arizona versus Terry C. Jackson. Terry Jackson has entered a plea of not guilty. Is the prosecution ready? Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Whenever you talk to me, stand up. Thank you. Is the defense ready? Prosecution, you may call your first witness. Oh, sorry. Yep, sorry. Yes, you're right. Maybe I'll put my glasses on. Okay, we're prepared for opening statements. Prosecution, you go first.
May it please the court, my name is Tegan Bradley and I am joined today by my co-counsel Ethan Honan and Zach Bell, representing the people of the state of Arizona in the matter of People versus Terry Jackson. The trial will start out descriptively with facts and proceed with enlightening information with evidence of negligence by definition in state law. Negligence is the failure to use reasonable care resulting in damage or injury to another. Members of the jury, today you will hear testimonies from 6 people, including experts in their field of work, everyday people, and those affected firsthand by this tragedy. They will prove Terry Jackson's proper inability to take reasonable care of his passengers on October 18, 1999. First, the prosecution will bring up Kelly Dimlong. Kelly will prove evidence of negligence homicide with his investigation where he calculated the defendant's speed was 17 to 20 miles per hour above the speed limit, which is pushing on legal speed limit in Arizona considered for reckless driving. Next, we will bring up Chris Jones, a witness who was simply on his way to an appointment but was interrupted by the catastrophe of the day. He will aid in this trial by showing that Pat Martin is legally considered a pedestrian by walking her bike, shown in evidence 28,645. Therefore, all cars should have yielded to her. Kelly Dimlong's affidavit explains how noticeable the pedestrian signs are, especially for Terry. By the words of Sean Anderson, has taken this route 1,000 times. Yet on October 18, 1999, failed to take this route for the 1,001st time, leading to the death of Jane Anderson. Lastly, the prosecution team will bring Pat Martin to the stand. Pat Martin will confirm the inattentiveness of the driver and the loss of control. Pat also proves she had the right of way in being signaled by Chris Jones to pass and had significantly established herself in the crosswalk. Finally, Pat Martin will prove failure of proper care in the event of Terry taking his eyes off the road, losing significant awareness moments before the accident. In evidence 28914 under right ways of crosswalk B confirms that the defendant Terry Jackson failed to be aware of his surroundings to yield to the pedestrian of the right of way. Terry Jackson disproves any ability to have genuine care for his passengers in speeding to the intersection, taking his awareness off the road, and failure to safely control his vehicle. His previous speeding ticket confirms a lack of change in his irresponsible ways. The defendants will continue by bringing Sean Anderson to the stand. Sean brings light to the blame Terry has from Jane's parents over this incident. Also, the important information of Jane's inability of putting on her seatbelt because of her failing to do this. Ultimately, because of the law, the responsibility falls on Terry to look and see that everyone of his had his seatbelt on. This evidence is in the seatbelt FAQs. After you've heard all the evidence, we are confident that you will find that we have met our burden of proving guilt beyond reasonable doubt. simply because of the timeline of events leading to the wreck prior. After you've heard all the evidence, we will ask you to return your verdict finding Terry Jackson guilty of negligent homicide. Thank you, members of the jury.
Defense, opening statements.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today you will hear this case presented in two very different ways. You have heard the prosecution paint the defendant, Terry Jackson, as an irresponsible boy with no regard to the law or human life. But the facts will prove that Terry Jackson is an upcoming and responsible adult who did everything in his power to avoid putting his friends and himself in harm's way. I urge you to put yourself in the defendant's position as we go through this case. The defense will call 3 witnesses. First, you will hear from the defendant, Terry Jackson. Terry was the driver of the car who reacted to avoid the immediate danger, but ended up losing a friend in the process. The next witness the defense will call is Sean Anderson. Sean was in the passenger seat of the car when it crashed. She is also the sister of Jane Anderson, who died due to the events of the crash. Lastly, the defense will call Tracy Roller. Tracy Roller is a certified expert in the area of rollover accidents. I plead with you to listen to these witnesses that experienced the accident firsthand and are having to relive this tragic accident that resulted in the death of a loved one. The facts will prove that Terry Jackson was not able to see the pedestrian and did everything in his power to avoid hitting the unexpected. Please do not let yourselves be swayed by the speculation and opinions of the prosecution, but rather side with the facts of the case. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Okay, we're ready for direct prosecution. You may call your first witness.
Say your name for the record.
Kelly Denlong.
What is your occupation?
I'm a officer of the police department of Phoenix, Arizona.
By your investigation of the scene, how would you describe Terry's driving?
Reckless.
Okay. By your official interview of Terry at the hospital, you gathered that he did not know how fast he was going. How fast do you perceive he was going?
I think he was going to 47 to 50 miles over the speed limit.
Okay.
Sorry, can we restate those facts?
He was going 47 to 50 miles, like not over, like that's what his speed was, 47 to 50 miles per hour.
What is the speed limit?
The speed limit is 30 miles per hour in that zone.
Okay. How noticeable are the caution pedestrian signs around the West High campus?
Very.
Very noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
No more further questions, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to cross?
Would you say that it is normal for speeding to be going on Elm Street?
Yes.
And is that solely done by students?
Well, a percentage of it is.
But what would you say, is it solely done by the students though?
No.
So you were saying that the students are not the sole cause of the speeding and the dangerousness on Elm Street?
No.
I'm going to allow it for a minute. Where are you going with this line of questioning?
I'm trying to prove that it is not solely the students who have been driving around the campus on Elm Street that are the sole cause of the accidents that have been happening lately.
Okay. It is irrelevant, but hang on a second. he's calling for irrelevance. I'm going to sustain this for now. It is irrelevant to the case against Terry Jackson.
Due to the skid marks that you observed from the crime scene, would you say that he was going 47 to 50 miles an hour?
Yes.
But also, as we have another witness who has, in his expert opinion, said the speed was very different, why do you think that it is that the skid marks that you, or not the skid marks, that the speed that you say he was going is very different? Why would you say that it's very different?
I think because he is an expert in his field and I'm an expert with police department, I'm not an expert in car crashes.
If you're not an expert in car crashes, then why are you giving your expert opinion?
Because it's my opinion.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Well done. Would you like to redirect?
What did I forget?
Then you can redirect and establish why it's credible.
It says in your affidavit that you're part of the rollover department.
Yes, it does.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No more further questions?
Witness, you're excused.
Thank you.
Prosecution, would you like to call second witness?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to call Chris Jones to the stand. State your name for the record.
Chris Jones,
How old are you?
65.
Did Pat Martin walk her bike across the street, or did she cross on it?
She walked it.
Did you signal Pat to cross the street?
I did.
What did you see happen that day?
I saw the white Suzuki driving very fast behind me, and it was driving so fast I thought it was going to hit me, so I closed my eyes, and I heard a squeal of tires, and when I opened my eyes, the car was flipped, and the pedestrian was still standing there.
When is the traffic usually the worst?
During the school hours, but specifically around their lunchtime, which would be around 11.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Defense, you gonna cross?
Chris Jones, you have a daughter that was recently in a car accident. Is that correct?
A year ago.
And could you describe the events of that car crash?
A student from Arizona State University was drunk and hit my daughter, which caused her to have very bad medical issues.
So would you say that you don't believe drivers are responsible enough to be driving?
I would say intoxicated drivers are not responsible.
When driving in your car to turn left onto Magnolia Street, were you specifically stopping to yield to the pedestrian, or were you stopping to just so you could turn left?
Just so I could turn left.
Thank you. No further questions.
Is your witness, you wanna redirect? Okay, witness, you can step down. Prosecution, do you have another witness?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to call Pat Martin to the stand. Please state your name for the record.
Pat Martin.
Terry looked down.
I didn't see Terry at all. Not till he suddenly looked up at me and almost hit me.
Did the other driver signal you to cross the street?
Yes, he did. He did signal me.
How far across the street were you when this event happened?
I was about 2/3 away across the street.
Now, what did you witness that day?
When I was crossing the street, I was just passing the car, and I looked up, and I couldn't see Terry, and then Terry looked at me, and then he was coming really, really fast at me, and he swerved and hit the curb, and then the car flipped again, and then he hit the pole. I never saw, and then I saw them come out of the car, and then I saw Terry, it looked like he was injured somehow.
Objection, Your Honor. Narration. Overruled. This is the witness's opinion.
And Sean was also like crying about her arm. I did not see Jane. I didn't see her leave the car.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, prosecution, you can cross on this. Defense, sorry.
Please state your name for the record.
Pat Martin.
Would you say that you were paying attention to your surroundings while you were walking across?
I was in my own head.
Please explain that.
I was thinking about my next class, which was physics.
So, could you please answer the question, were you paying attention to your surroundings?
I was, but I wasn't. I was walking my bike across the street.
So it could be stated that you didn't see Terry due to your own negligence of not paying attention.
I did see Terry.
But you just stated...
I looked at Terry. I saw Terry coming at me.
You stated just now in your testimony that you couldn't see Terry.
I couldn't see Terry because I couldn't see Terry in the car. I saw the car.
So you saw the car coming?
Yes, I did.
If that's the case, why were you walking across in front of it?
Because I couldn't see the car when I first started walking across the street.
In evidence section 28-793, crossing at other than a crosswalk, a pedestrian crossing a roadway at any other point than within a marked crosswalk or within an unmarked crosswalk at an intersection shall yield the right-of-way to all vehicles on the roadway. This has been stated that this is a residential street and there were no marked crosswalks anywhere. Is that correct?
There was a sign, though.
There may be a sign, but was there a crosswalk?
I don't know.
Well, either way, there was no crosswalk, and that's stated in all the facts. But we're just trying to say that because there wasn't a crosswalk, you are still a pedestrian, and they are going to have to watch out for you, but you yield to the cars coming on forward. No further questions.
Prosecution? You want to redirect? Okay. You can step down. You can call your next witness. Do you have another witness? Oh, you want to recess? Okay. No, we can recess. Recess is good. Okay. Court is in recess for... So 1:30. Okay. Wait, do I get to pound the ground?